The National School Board Association asked the Biden administration to classify all parents who protest critical race theory and schools teaching their children things that they don't approve of as both domestic terrorists and guilty of hate crimes. And Merrick Garland at the Biden administration Department of Justice was happy to comply. He issued a memo to the FBI and to other local partners directing them to liaise with school districts over the next 30 days so that they can develop a plan against parents speaking out. Missouri Attorney General and senatorial candidate Eric Schmitt sent a letter to the Department of Justice saying that the federal government has no jurisdiction in this matter. The National School Board Association claimed that the Department of Justice could use the Interstate Commerce Clause and the Patriot Act as justifications to get the FBI involved in suppressing parents. Eric Schmitt shoots that faulty reasoning down fast. 25 years ago in the United States versus Lopez, the Supreme Court was faced with the question of whether the Interstate Commerce Clause allowed for regulation of guns in school zones because the economic harm caused by gun violence would have interstate consequences. The Supreme Court ruled against the United States government, saying that if they allowed this to be construed as interstate commerce, that Congress would have the ability to regulate everything. The invocation of the Patriot Act is equally ridiculous. The Patriot Act was put in place in 2001 following the 9/11 terrorist attacks, and it was intended to prevent foreign terrorism. So invoking it against domestic terrorists, which are really just parents going to school boards expressing their dislike of certain policies, is as legally capricious as it is morally wrong. Now is the time to show up to your school board meeting. Now is the time to call your attorney generals. Now is the time to show up to your local school board meeting. Now is the time to call your state representatives. Now is the time to go to your local school board meeting. Now is the time to go to your local school board meeting. Now is the time to look up the phone number of your local representative and call their office. And now is the time to ask your attorney general when they're going to be sending their letter to the federal government. Unless there is serious pressure put on the Biden administration, they will continue to use the tentacles of the deep state for political ends and will continue to destroy our already frail political institutions. We cannot afford to have this happen. Thank you and subscribe to the channel.